So finally back up north again. Here, I wanted to show you something. These stupid robins here that built this nest last year, and they're using it again this year. So what they did last year was we kept knocking it down because we had the dogs here, and you know, the dogs were gonna go after the little birds eventually. So they ended up putting it on the windowsill just outside of our bedroom, and the eggs cooked in the sun. So they aren't the smartest. They weren't the smartest ones, but they're still around, and now they're using that nest. Anyways, I'm gonna go inside now. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done a video. I guess it's kind of one of these life happens sorts of things. I guess part of it is I'm a grandpa now. So it's been, see, it's July 12th today, and the last time I was up here was, I think it was May 24th, May 25th, something like that. So we stayed for one night. My friend and I brought the fridge up in the trailer. And then I just finally was able to come up now, and instead of bringing up a battery box, what I brought up was I packed all the batteries. I made the box. It's got all the parts in it pretty much that I need. The batteries are fully charged, and they're all in there, and they're in there. I have the inverter that I bought. With tax, it was over $1,400. So that's when I'm up here to connect now. And then the fridge, and I want to be testing to see how long this fridge will work. It's all going to be done in here. Now, you can see the original battery box I have here. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's about as much as I can lift that. So I'm just going to be putting up the inverter temporarily. Hope everything goes okay. And then I don't have solar panels yet, and I have to measure those, but they wouldn't fit in my truck. So I'm taking the trailer back and bring them back when I come back, and I have to measure where they'll fit here. I have a spot for them, like in front of the trailer. So my job this time that I'm up here is set up the inverter. I should set up a plug where I can hook it up to the generator if I have to, and then just an AC out, like a plug for now. I have I have a sub panel. I have two sub panel boxes. One will be for 120, and the other one will be for 240. Yeah, so I'm going to connect those things and then get some power going. I can check to make sure that dehumidifier works up there, even though I don't need it. And then plug in the fridge, and then see how long this battery will run the fridge. One of the things about the fridges is it's an Energuide. It's not one of these super efficient ones. This cost, I think it was $850 or $650 at Costco. It wasn't very expensive. So the most efficient fridges are here's the Energuide on this one. It's pretty good, but the big thing is the fridge is the most efficient ones are the old style ones with and then always cheapest because they make most of these, is the freezer on the top, even though it defies hot air rises logic, but the compressor is at the bottom. So it there's more heat in the bottom. Like you see where that goes in there. That's where the compressor is. If they put the compressor on the top of the um, fridge, which would make it top heavy, I guess, then it would make a lot of sense to put it on the bottom, and that might be more energy efficient. But so the other thing is too, is I'm hoping this one has a one of the big problems with fridges for energy consumption is that they go through a melting cycle or a heating cycle because to stop. So in the old days, you used to defrost the fridge. It would get all frosted up, you'd unplug it, you'd let it melt and then pull the chunks of ice out when they were loose enough and then plug it back in again. So all new fridges do that for you. So in other words, they take energy to freeze, but then they take energy to thaw out the ice that's in there, and that uses a considerable amount of energy. So if I can get it to stop doing that, which I hope it should be able to, I haven't looked in the manual yet, but you should be able to do an energy saver setting, because when we're up here for like a week, and then we go home and then the fridge is off and it defrosts itself, so we don't need that feature. Okay, so this is nerve-wracking for me to do this because I don't want to make a mistake. But yeah, let's get going. So a very slow moving morning. I don't even know if it's morning still. I took out the floor in the other side of this is the bathroom, and this is the mudroom where the battery is going to go. I still have to get the plumbing in this wall here for the sink, and I'm going to make plumbing for a washing machine. I don't want to get into that now. I also have to leave room in here for wiring. Has to come up this wall here too. Some of the wires have to be fed through the basement. So you see those little blocks there. They're just enough to hold, to give it a bit of extra, just to give it a bit of extra strength because the batteries weigh so much. I think when I've done the wiring and I do everything up, I'll probably put them in a little bit neater than that. But I also realized that I can't put the battery box, when I cover this hole up here, I have to leave it open because I have to feed the wires through to here. And so I'll be careful how I bring those up the wall, because the wall's also got to be insulated for sound. I believe I have a triple wire going through there, and the wire for the fridge, and I'll probably run an extra wire down there for some basement lights. Maybe even give them their own circuit. I don't know. Then I can always put a receptacle outside somewhere on the basement. So I think that's what I'll do, is I'll run a wire down there before I close this wall up. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm gonna clean up, move the battery box in, and then in a little bit I'll show you when the inverter's connected. Maybe I don't want to film it in case I get zapped or it blows up or something. Hope I do everything right. And I got some power today and some power going to the fridge. So I have this open in the back, and I'm working on the DC cables. So this will go through here. I have this little contraption here. you put the cable in, you lift this up, and then you hammer it down, and just have to make sure that it's in there really tight. Then it's got to bear with me for a second. Okay, yeah. So I got this at, where are we here? There, at the PV store. I can do this one-handed. And then the cabling, it's welding wire. It's something you have to be really careful with on Amazon a lot. To have copper-plated aluminum, which is just garbage. So this is real welding cable. 6 gauge, I believe. And then you know, make sure you have really good connectors. Hang on. And shrink tubing well. So there I go with, so there's my 2 cables there. So I'm going to hook up my 2 cables and then put, okay, so I'm going to hook that up before I set my box up here. And then the AC output, I'll put a little receptacle, a metal receptacle box on a piece of 2x4, and then the AC input, if I want to connect it to my generator, I got this old one, but it's a heavy duty plug-in. It'll work if I need to. I'm hoping not. Then like I said, next time should be bringing up the solar panels, and then of course I got to figure out how to kind of set them up and get the cabling in. It's all it's a fair bit of work getting it all done, but it won't take me very many solar panels actually to do what I want to do now. It's in the winter that I'll want to have my full array going, like in November and December when there aren't a lot of like sunny days, and in January, that's when it's going to be really important to get the bifacial solar arrays, as many as I can fit. I have to measure that before I leave to see how many panels I can actually fit by the trailer there. They're big. They're 1.12 meters by 2 point. So they're like 3 foot 2 inches by 7 foot something. So they're big. I can't put I can't go 14 feet. That would just be too much. I wouldn't be able to reach it anyways. I want to keep them 4 feet off the ground, so that there's room for the snow to slide off. We wouldn't put it on the ground because the snow can get 4 feet deep up here. So you want to keep them 4 feet off the ground, the bottom of them. So I got to see how many I'm going to get, and then hook that up, I guess, next time I come. But this is, right now, it's more of an experiment to see how long the my fridge will work, or how much battery how much battery depletion I'll have by just running the fridge by itself while I'm up here. Okay, so now I have this connected. Next, I'm going to put this receptacle box and screw it here, and then run the wire there. I've connected the negative wire, and this is the dangerous part. Is, I forgot the name of this thing. So if you take your inverter any inverter. And you know how you get a spark sometimes when you hook it up to your battery? If you put this in between just for a couple seconds, it charges up all the capacitors inside. And what happens if you buy a professional battery, it I guess has this inside it, but you don't want to just turn that switch on. It's a switch down there on the battery and have all the 54 volts going into this thing all at once. So I will be getting this from the positive to the positive until the inverter gets enough charge on it, and then connect it, and then I'll have to set the parameters. Okay, I'm not too sure if I get the video set up properly. So what I've done is I'm not showing how I do my wiring because I'm not a licensed electrician. I don't want someone to watch this and think, oh yeah, what, you know. So what I've done here is I've connected the I don't know why they switch. L, I guess, is load. We usually call it hot. Neutral is white, and then the ground wire. This is the if you want to plug it into my generator, and then I have the negative connected already. So I'm gonna be putting this thing in between to get the capacitors charged up in here. To all my friends and family, if this is the end of me, I really I'm a little nervous, but we'll do this with patience. How about that? All right, so first of all, turn the power on. I have to set this for 200 volts DC because I've done it before where I hooked up to 20. Make sure the voltage I'm getting here is correct. Well, I guess it's dropped some power. It's 53. 53.2. And now the other part. Okay. I'm going to do this by switching that off. Doing this a chicken way. Taking my red cable here, so it's touching, and then well, so far I'm not getting anything. Let's try turning this thing on, and I'm not getting anything. Turn the circuit breaker on. Yeah, something should be happening here, and it's not. Dang. Let's see if I can my 54 volts coming in here. Yeah, make sure I connect this right too. Yep. Okay, shut this off. going on. But that's on. There we go. Okay. Well, it says input. Okay, 0 volts. All right, there we go. Alternating current in is flashing yellow. I'm going to assume it's flashing yellow because it's not connected. Check the output. Switch me over to up to 200 volts of alternating current. There you go. That's fine. Now the AC in is flashing, and I'm going to assume that it's because it's not actually hooked up to AC. So it's going to go over some of the parameters here. Oh, what is that? Input 24 volt, output 120. Okay. All right, now let's go down. 2 amps. And my battery's dying on my phone. Okay. Okay, my fridge is on. I hope it lasts for a while. I don't think I have any way really. I don't know why this camera's doing that. I don't think I have any real way of telling how the battery is because the little battery meter that I have is it has to go through a full charge cycle. The only other way I could tell is for some reason my phone, Pixel phone, will not I couldn't download the app for the batteries for the BMS. So right now I haven't the charge controller is really just taking the power that it needs to run the fridge. The battery monitoring system, the BMS, in my battery, it's will be the one that will shut down when the power gets low enough. So then it has to do a full charge cycle to what I have it set to, and then my little monitor will work. But yeah, so probably Barbara's coming up next week. It worked on her phone, on her iPhone. Surprise, surprise. Anyways, it worked on her iPhone. There's a way to do it on my laptop, but it's kind of weird. Anyways, let's just see. I've got a fridge working now. I think I'm just going to have the fridge work and not do anything else. Like not try to cook with the induction top yet, or not try and do anything. Just see if the fridge will last the days that I'm up here. and then when I come back up again, like I'm going to be working on wiring up here, and getting the wires over here to where I'm going to put the sub panel box, and then this will be set up again a bit more permanently. So instead of going to a receptacle here, it'll go right to the sub panel box with circuit breakers going to all the different rooms. And when I needed to take the trailer, I think I said this before, to get the solar panels up here, and then I guess the next time I come up here too, I'll come back with the trailer, and I'll be probably not doing a permanent setup, but I'm going to do enough of a setup that that like I might not just, set it up on so it's 4 feet off the ground. I might just set it up, or lean the solar panels against the trailer for now, or make a frame for it and then leave that against the trailer. Something that's fairly simple, just so that I can get some power coming in here, and then I'll start using the induction stove and everything, finish the other battery, and go from there. Okay. Normally, you'd think it's not a nice day up at the cottage. However, I've told this to people before, when they ask about coming up, and they say, "Oh, they say it's raining up here," and I say, "Good," and they're kind of like, "What?" And I said, "I like the rain and the sun, because there's our inside water tank, and it's starting to stop raining, but it's gone up to being about half full, or slightly half of a quarter." And the weather forecast is the sun's going to come out, so all my battery stuff is going to get charged up, except for the big one. But again, I boiled water for my coffee this morning on my 12-volt system. That worked fine. I charged my laptop. Yeah, summer is fantastic for solar. You don't need very many solar panels. And then next time when I come up, I'll be bringing up the big solar panels for the other inverter. And here, ta-da! Oh, look at that Beck spear in there. The inverter has been running. I checked it this morning, and it showed the voltage being the same as it was yesterday, which kind of it should have been. So yeah, that's good. It's really happy about that. we have a fridge now, and it made a lot of noise yesterday as it was cooling down, but it's really nice and quiet now. It's too bad I don't have more stuff to put in there, and that'll change when people come up here to get full of beer and food and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get working on wiring next. See if I can get one circuit over to where the panel box is going to be. Okay, I'm just about packed and ready to go. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to. This shut off now. The battery's shut off too. The voltage dropped off slightly. As you can see, I have two cables going there, and I have one going upstairs to the dehumidifier. You can see the wiring I've been working on. The dehumidifier worked fine. I got to clean up this wiring a little bit. It's got to be like tacked down nice and solid everywhere. This is the one run I wanted to get. That's that wire up there is the light. It really gets tiring drilling holes. I've drilled holes here, so we will be going up into that 2x4, and then come out in the plywood where the panel box is going to be, along that space there and out. Come in here, and then I've got the bathroom exposed here. This wire is the light for inside there. So I'm going to hook up a light here. There's a ground fault receptacle on the switch, so the power will be coming here, then going back up back through that joist up there, over to this side, down here, and then through here. And here I've got a fairly big, it's a deep box, and I have 4 wires coming in. So in other words, the power wire after it goes to the bathroom is going to go here into this box. There will be a receptacle in there for the cell phone booster, and that'll be placed up high in the closet, so it's central to the cottage. Once that's wired, I have everything upstairs done. That's a 3-way switch. I got that done to figure out how to do that. Come into the kitchen here, I have that switch up, and I have one light hanging. I want to see how much light I'm getting. So I'll hook up the lights. I've got to get a little plastic, I don't know what they're called, a little temporary light thing for upstairs, and put an LED light in there. So I wish I would have gotten it done, but just after 3 yesterday, I was just getting, muscles are getting sore. A lot of drilling, and I also framed up the closet wall there so that I could run the wires through. So I got all that done. Trying to think of anything else I was going to do. Fridge worked fine. I don't know, does not draw very much power. Yeah, and I can do another battery, and so next time the idea is going to be that I finish this wiring, get all the switches on, and then test it out. I'm just going to plug it in directly to the plug without putting a circuit breaker. It already does have a circuit breaker. The other thing too I want to do is, there's a YouTuber that does a lot of work at the SRNE ones, and I looked at the instructions. I just reminded myself I should go in and take it home with me and read it. You know what? I'll leave it here in case I forget. Yeah, because I can look it up online. It was just these little setting things here, the little buttons. I'm not sure how they work. They were just a little bit confusing, so I am wired so that I can hook up the generator when I come up, but I have to set the charging parameter. It's set at 60 amps, I think, and my BMS will only allow me 50 amps. And then I'll have the solar panels. I measured that and I get about up to 14 feet, which is only enough room for, I think, 4. Yeah, otherwise I'm kind of really blocking the entire trailer out, so I'm gonna have to take all those pretty flowers out there. It's just, they're so nice and everything. I don't want to mow them down. I mean, you should because of mice and everything, but so the solar panels will be pretty much where the clothesline is and then over. First, I might just set it up against the trailer and run the wire. The other thing I have to do is move this cage for firewood and put a grounding plate down there. That's one of the first things I should do so that I'm grounded. This thing has a neutral to ground connection in it already, so I don't have to worry about that at the panel box. All I gotta do is run a ground to the box. I can run a ground to my panels. Well, everything will be grounded because I'm really stressing my 12 volt system this time, and it died on me in the middle of the night. I thought I heard a weird sound. What is that noise? Is there someone out by the boats? There's never anyone out by anything here. Ran my laptop from it, charged batteries. I don't know. I guess the booster does take a fair bit of juice. It died in the middle of the night, and it's a cloudy day out there, as you can see. So it's slowly coming back. Also, amplifier, a really good MB Quart amplifier with Canton speakers from an old Mercedes that I have. And it works on 12 volts. So that's 12 volts. So it's really easy to hook that up here. Don't really have the time to work on the car anymore. If I wouldn't have had this place, then I'd probably be working on it, but really don't now. So anyways, yeah, these batteries will charge up while I'm gone. I just have to make a checklist of all my things before I go and make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, next time.